All right, everyone, just one more update. Wanted to talk about some of the stuff I'm going to have to do with this design because I will draw this for y'all. I'll draw some better drawings when it's done. It's not done yet. So I'm going to cut some of these ECMs down because this is empty in there. I don't know if you can see real well. It's very empty. Some cases it would be nice to have that room for capacitors or something else. So I'm just going to cut it. This snaps in to the lip, so it's fine. It'll go right in there. And then there's a couple more. Like this one's getting traded out for a different one that I don't have to cut. I'm trading. I actually have a couple 1-horse that are 12 amp. I'm replacing one over here and one over there, and then I got to cut this one down, to fit because let me show you the way. Sorry, I got one hand taken up. So that's how that'll be, and you can tell I got a little room. There's going to be some 3/8 nuts it'll be spaced off a little bit. That way my cover it'll fit inside the cover. So these are like 15-20 pounds a piece. So each one will have its own bridge, so it'll come out independent. The voltages will be very similar. That's why they're all basically the same winding size. You can have a little variance because they'll even themselves out. You'll just have a little fighting, but I'm using hose to couple these, rubber hose with a hose clamp. That's why I got hose clamps down there. I'm doing that to keep it simple and to show you that you can do that in a pinch, and I'm using 3-ply silicone. This is the main drive. I haven't cut these down yet, and that's what this is, by the way. I haven't cut this down, the shaft down yet. It's going to be more like here after the sprocket's on, the main drive sprocket. And this is going to couple across to the chain drive where there's 6 ECMs chained, and then they're going to be coupled across from each other. So that'll be the main power drive-in to the box from the second stage power transmission. That's where it's going to transmit over here to this and then distribute to the box. Tim thinks the 35 chain will hold. I'm making covers for this, by the way. I'm going to have probably 12, 14 gauge plates made, and I'm going to self-tap them to the sides and the top. That way it's caged, and on this side I'll punch a hole out. I'm going to make a chain guard for this as well, and I can roll some stuff so it looks good. But yeah, it doesn't have to look good. I mean, it's better to just have something to where if the chain breaks, you deflect the energy into a guard. That way it won't hurt nobody, because this is a lot of horsepower, man. Like 10 horse is it's a little more than 3 horse, so we're gonna be safe. And yep, but yeah. So and on these white ones, I don't know if you can ever run across these. They're very cool. They're potted, so you can't change the wiring on them, but they're basically indestructible, and those would work great in the water, like in a wet environment, especially if you coated that rotor. You know what I mean? With epoxy coated it. You can make basically a waterproof generator with those. But anyway, I'm going to drill 3 places here for the connections there, because you can't, on this side, it's very difficult to mount to. So I did it that way. And the rest will be mounted similar to that. I'm going to use 3/8 though, because like I said, I got some all thread and jam nuts that I'll use to clamp to the plate. And then I'll fur off and then bolt to here. And I'll have to do each one individually. Not a big deal. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited to get this done. I know some of y'all have probably been waiting to see this or to see me fail, one of the two, because that's funny too. Like I noticed it's like either it's AI or it's a couple sour people that I triggered or hurt their feelings somehow, so they'll dislike almost certain videos. It's every video, but it's only certain ones. So it's not like they're on my channel looking at each one. But every video, it's like they dislike it right away, and it's funny to me. And other YouTubers talked about it. I think it's part of the algorithm, like F you, I'm gonna downvote, and I don't even know who you are, or I just don't like the way you are, or no, that's not fair. I want to do that, and they get jealous. And yeah, I want you to do it. Like I want everyone to do something like this, because this is fun, man. You get to create your own thing, and you get to be proud of it, proud of what you built. And oh yeah, on that exhaust, I'm going to turn that. I'm going to leave it how it is, and I'm going to 90 and turn it out to the side and put like a side exhaust on it so it's safe to walk by. Because this is going to be enclosed, don't forget. And over here, I still got room for an AC generator head. Would you imagine that? So I'm going to look for one. So Stay tuned for that. It might be later. We're going to focus on this first because this is better. This is, in my opinion, this is more efficient because you can always use an inverter if you need to. Modified sine even, if you have to. This will power your batteries, though. And I'm telling you, there are a lot of people are probably thinking, well, man, that's a lot of stuff to try to charge. It's not really. It's really not that complicated. It's almost like a solar system. It really is. It's almost no different than a solar. You just need to understand how the motors react under load. But other than that, that way you can make a win. If you do decoupling and stuff and what I mean by smart decoupling is when it's, if it like say you put too much of a load is introduced to this, you got it on a wind turbine, okay, and the wind's not blowing enough to spin it, so it stops. If you can decouple that load and just collect a little bit off of it to free it up to let it spin, you can still collect some power instead of it being stopped. That's what I mean by that. So you can do stuff like that and that's easy, man. It's just PWM it out, chop, just chop it out. There's other stuff you can add in there too. We'll get into that later on. That's some more technical stuff, IP stuff that I'm not ready to go completely into yet. But one day we will. We'll go through all of it one day, but just not today, because see, I'm enjoying this, and I'm gonna make a board, and I'm gonna just sell it to you as cheap as I can. I'll make a big board and a little board. The big board, it depends on how sophisticated I make it. It might be kind of expensive, but it might be able to do a lot. Like it might be able to control your idle speed and everything on one of these if you build one. So, and handle a lot of power and do other tricks. So. Yeah, and it'll be digital too. It'll have a screen, and you'll have a nice interface to deal with it and stuff. It'll be real easy. It'll be almost like it's just a system you hook in, and it helps you out. Like it takes care of it. You'll input what you got. If it needs to know, you tell it, and then it'll figure everything out. It's gonna have its own oscilloscope, and it's gonna have intelligent software that I write to put in there, so it can analyze what's going on, and it'll use tricks that I know. And Tim knows, and other people that have contributed. There's other people too, like Hector Perez Torres. He's contributed, so everyone that's contributed to this board is going to be listed on it. So, and it won't necessarily be open source because it's just not time yet. Everything else can be, but because we get to choose. Anyway, hope y'all have a great day. Hope y'all do something like this. I still got to get that 5-horse, man. I need that 5-horse so I can see how it is. I'm sure it runs great too, because this does. Oh, by the way, before I go, even though it's got a starter hole, forget it. You're not putting a starter on this cheap version because it doesn't have any teeth on it. If it does, if maybe there's some kind of starter that doesn't use teeth, I don't know. But you don't have teeth, but it does have a flywheel. So that's why this part of the reason this thing runs so smooth is it's got a nice flywheel in the back. All right, peace.